Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. The first question I have, of course, in the title is, who will be QB1? It's a question I think I asked on this channel a few times already, but it's kind of coming down to the wire, like a little bit of seeing who's going to be the quarterback, because we know mini camps is coming up. Rookie mini camps would be like, I think, May 9th, and then after that, you would get to start getting to some of like the other stuff, like the voluntary workouts, and then the mandatory workouts, and the OTAs and all the extra stuff for the training camp stuff. And then you start seeing all the different activities going on, and you want to have your quarterback ready in there. Aaron Rodgers is the name that was circulating around the Steelers, being connected to the Steelers for the past, what 3 or 4 months, 4 or 5 months, like that. Ever since he got released from the Jets, he's been circulating around the Steelers for a while. So we're going to see if Aaron Rodgers make it to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like I mentioned before, he has a good arm. He still has a good arm. He's still good enough to put the ball anywhere on the field. My only thing about Aaron Rodgers is, like I mentioned before, mentality and mobility. Now he's limited. He can't really move like he used to move. Achilles tear, and also being older. Like I mentioned, 40 is not old in real life, but 40 is definitely old in football, especially when you're playing for like almost 20 years like that, playing out there, taking all those hits and stuff. So Aaron Rodgers coming off of Achilles tear a few years ago. And he played last year with the Jets, 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, not bad like that. But you did see, of course, him being a little different than what he once was. But I think with the Steelers have these weapons around them, with Pickens, you got DK Metcalf, Pat Frymuth, Robert Woods is now on the team as well. I'm gonna discuss that later in the video, how everything's gonna fit with the receiving core. But you got all these different pieces. You'll think like, okay, he can definitely have a pretty good, showing here. Like, they can definitely make a big time run with the Steelers if he did come here. But we need him to buy in, and that's what kind of leads me to the mentality part. But Aaron Rodgers buy in to say, I'm going all out. I'm gonna go out with a bang. I'm gonna try to win this Super Bowl right now. So like, if this is my last year of my career, I'm gonna go out there swinging like that. Will he do that, or will he decide to be like, just kind of doing what he's been doing the past few years, just coasting a little bit and just doing what he do, not showing up to mandatory practices? Because Tom Brady, like I was mentioning many times, Tom Brady, when he first got to the Bucs, what did he do? He went to the voluntary practice. He went to the mandatory practice. He was practicing when they had the COVID stuff happening and they couldn't practice. He was doing all type of things. He was going out there practicing, building that chemistry up with his guys so they had the connection. And what happened? They won the Super Bowl their first year. And the following year, they fell a little short from the NFC Championship game, but he gave them a little semblance of like, okay, give them some success. A Super Bowl, that's all you need right there. Give him a Super Bowl. So will Aaron Rodgers be willing to do that? Go in there, because he didn't do it with the Jets. With the Jets, he did not show up to some voluntary practice, and then mandatory practice, he didn't show up to those either. And then he expect to have the chemistry already that he supposed to have with the Jets. And it kind of like deteriorated things a little bit and made the Jets, and him and the whole team really have the chemistry that they needed to kind of go out there and compete with. Like that, you got to build up some stuff. Of course, all the players, you have all the greatest players in the world. You can have all type of guys on your team, but they don't have chemistry. They don't merge well. Or you don't know the guy tendency where you can look at him and be like, okay, he like to do this when he run these routes. He like to do this like that. He want the ball right here like that. So like, not building that type of like chemistry up is going to make it very difficult to try to go out there and compete and be on the same page and stuff. You're going to see a lot of miscommunication, like you've seen from the Jets last year. Miscommunication. Remember that play, the notable play with Mike Williams? He said Mike Williams ran the wrong route or ran down the wrong side like that for his route, and Rodgers threw it to a certain spot. If you had communication, more chemistry, you guys been on the same page and stuff. And now we've seen that reoccurring throughout the season with the Jets like that. Some of the things that was happening and stuff. So I feel like Aaron Rodgers got to buy in. He got to buy in and say, I want to be here. I want to be in Pittsburgh. I want to be the Steelers on QB. I want to buy in, try to win the Super Bowl, and we'll see if things can work out that way. We also do have Mason Rudolph, of course, and Will Howard. We'll see what they do. Will Howard should be getting a little showing of him in a few, I think next week when they do the little rookie mini camps. You'll see him throwing and doing different drills and stuff. He has a good arm, pretty strong arm, and then he has a big body as well, like that as well, like a big statue out there, and got some mobility as well. He has some mobility to get the pocket and make some plays to his legs. So if you're gonna go see like what he's kind of about, go look back at that college football playoffs where you see those 3 games where he went out there and he was delivering. Because at one point before that college football playoffs happened, he was playing a little shaky. But then when those 3 college football playoff games came in, he was lighting things up. He started playing very good football, delivering nice passes and doing everything. And Willis team to victory. His mobility, throwing the ball out the pocket, in the pocket, stepping up and delivering. Nice touch on the ball. He was doing everything. So you can kind of see a semblance of him when the pressure is on. So we have to wait and see if he get an opportunity to maybe compete for a starting spot. I think if Rodgers come here, Rodgers is just going to be the starter, of course. He was come here not to play backup. But if Rodgers don't come here, he might have opportunity to compete for the starting spot if he beat Mason Rudolph out. We'll have to wait and see. But this is kind of all I have for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe for more content. And I'll probably see you guys most likely. Well, actually, I'm ending the video too early. I forgot about the receiver thing. Never mind. It's not over yet. It's not over. The receiver room for the Steelers is very good. If you look at Robert Woods getting added there, the veteran presence, had about 300 yards last year. You know, he's a little older, but he's still very productive at being a third option, fourth option. You know, he was one of the number one options when he was with the Rams a few years back, like 5 years back, 4 or 5 years back. But Robert Woods is still good, especially you got him going out there. He can go against the team's third cornerbacks and fourth cornerbacks, because you got GP, who put some big time numbers last year. He missed a few games, but he had 900 plus yards last year. And you got DK Metcalf over 1,000 yards last year as well, right? And then you got, of course, Calvin Austin, who put up 500 yards last year. Previous year, he only had 100 something, so he maximized his stuff up and like quadrupled his stuff a little bit. And Calvin Austin played real good last year. So you got those guys with Robert Woods, a veteran, being added, Roman Wilson being there too as well. So our receiver room gonna be really nice. I think it'll be a really nice receiver room, and we should see a lot more things happening. People getting on the field, because we got 3 guys: Calvin Austin, DK Metcalf, and GP was top 10 in yards per catch, like that. It was 15 yards per catch, 16 yards per catch, 15 yards per catch, like that. Those guys are going out there making those big time plays down the field. So we got some guys who can push the ball. I know Russell Wilson was pushing the ball a lot more down the field because he was kind of chunking it down the field, a lot of deep passes and stuff. But I think our receiving core is very nice. It can definitely be a pretty good receiving core, dangerous receiving core. They can get things situated together. And if the quarterback situation is solid enough, we can definitely see some noise being made in the receiving core. But that's basically all I have for today's video. This is actually the real outro now. But I'll see you guys probably tomorrow for some more stuff if I see any news. But I do have another video I have planned too. I might make that one tomorrow, or I might wait till Monday or something. We'll have to see. But peace out.